Hello everyone. Today we're diving into the world of thievery. Join us as we explore the top 5 legendary thieves in history. With their cunning strategies and fearless acts, these thieves have become infamous figures. Stay tuned to uncover their remarkable stories. Number 5. Frank Abagnale Jr. was born on April 27, 1948, in Brooklyn, New York. He became a professional thief and con artist, known as one of the greatest financial fraudsters and fascinating personalities in history. Abagnale started his criminal career at a young age with petty thefts like stealing from the loan box of a bank and check fraud. He quickly amassed large sums of money using his intelligence and cunning. Abagnale gained the most notoriety when he began identity fraud and air travel. He successfully forged identity documents and engaged in airplane ticket fraud, allowing him to travel for free and stay in luxurious hotels. After a while, Abagnale was caught by law enforcement but managed to escape from prison and continued his criminal activities. He was eventually captured by FBI agents and then employed as a security consultant and expert in preventing credit card fraud and check forgery. Number 4. John Dillinger was born on June 22, 1903, in Indianapolis, Indiana. He grew up in a middle-class family but turned to petty crimes like shoplifting and fraud from a young age. In the 1930s, John Dillinger formed a gang of armed robbers and began robbing banks. He quickly gained notoriety and became known as one of America's most famous and daring bank robbers. With his boldness and cunning, he successfully carried out daring bank robberies and managed to escape law enforcement. However, in 1934, after one of his robberies, Dillinger was captured and sent to prison. But he managed to escape from prison and continued his criminal activities. His repeated escapes and chases made him a legend among the people. Eventually, in a shootout in July 1934, John Dillinger was confronted by federal agents and killed. After his death, the stories of John Dillinger as a legendary bank robber continue to live on in American culture. Number 3. Mithilesh Kumar Srivastava, more commonly known as Nat Worley, was a notorious figure who defrauded millions of dollars from people in a manner that left no one unscathed during his reign. His most audacious scams included selling the Indian Parliament building to 545 sitting members and even peddling ancient artifacts like the Taj Mahal. Despite being apprehended multiple times, he always managed to escape custody before reaching prison. He was last seen being transported to jail in 1996, and no one saw him again until news of his death emerged in 2009. Additionally, Nat Worley's cunning and ability to evade capture for so long made him a legendary figure in the annals of crime history. Number 2. Alphonse Capone, known as Al Capone, was born on January 17, 1899, in Brooklyn, New York. He grew up in an Italian-American family and faced social and criminal challenges from an early age. During his teenage years, he took the lead of a small group of youths engaged in criminal activities. In the 1920s, Al Capone emerged as one of the greatest mob bosses in America. He amassed wealth through the distribution of alcohol during the Prohibition era and quickly gained powerful control over the underworld of Chicago. Capone led the Chicago outfit and managed to establish strong connections with public officials and city police. However, Capone was not only known for his legitimate activities in law enforcement, he quickly became recognized as a famous and influential figure in America and even appeared as a media favorite. Despite this, Capone's criminal activities and the violence of his group led him to become one of the most prominent figures in American mafia history. After years of becoming one of the most prominent mafia figures, at the age of 48, Al Capone passed away on January 25, 1947, in Miami, Florida. due to a lung infection. Alongside his legacy of mafia connections and power, his memory is also associated with violence and his criminal activities, making him one of the most prominent figures in American criminal history. Number 1. Jesse James, one of the most prominent and infamous outlaws in American history, was born in 1847 in Missouri. He grew up in a time when the Civil War was beginning, and from a young age, he became involved in daring robberies and adventures. Together with his brother, Frank James, Jesse formed a criminal gang. The James Gang quickly gained global fame and notoriety by carrying out large-scale bank heists, train robberies, and raids on financial institutions. Their exceptional ability to evade capture and execute successful robberies earned them widespread popularity among the people. However, Jesse James' life was always fraught with battles and confrontations with law enforcement. He and his gang were constantly engaged in clashes with the police and government agents. These confrontations and struggles cemented Jesse James' image as a mysterious and unstoppable figure in the minds of the American people. Ultimately, on April 3, 1882, Jesse James was killed by one of his own gang members, Robert Ford. This bitter end to his life as one of America's greatest outlaws turned him into a legendary figure in American history.